Hi and welcome back to yet another guide, this time going over how to make a voice box. Just quickly, because it's not super relevant, I'll just show you how I actually trigger the thing. It's not really part of the thing showing, teaching you how you're going to use it in your actual mod, but it might as well be shown. So shortly, I have a trigger location I'm using to trigger when a character enters for easy repeatable. And lastly, I have a condition if something triggers it. And, well, I'm actually not using this thing, but getting characters that's in the region, then it will trigger voice spark targeting my own origin. Just for show off in case you need it. So first thing you're gonna need is a dialogue. So in this case I'll just use my test dialogue. Oh, actually I already have it open, give me 1 second. So the first thing to note is speakers. There's a few ways you can do this depending on what you actually want with it. From what I've seen examples of how it's used in the game. If you have specific speakers for each, you would obviously make a group for each of them. I'll go over how to actually make it work properly later, but in the other case you can, if it's generic and anyone in the party are able to say it, you will need to add a group player to it and then add recording for each of the speakers for the lines. And all the other typical dialogue should work on it as far as I know. Though one change is when you're adding voice. When you get to the last one here, you have to select pretty sure you have to select voice spark. P2 voice spark underscore AD. I'm not really sure what the others are, but it's not really important for this guide though. You might need to though restart the whole editor to get the voice line properly in. Then you assign the different ones to the speakers. In this case I have Ragnarok, Shadowheart, or well, but you can have multiple player groups. That will work as well. Yeah, I don't actually know about that one specific. I'm just thinking if you tried to what's it called? At least it seems if you're just having everything default, the second speaker, not the one triggering the dialogue from the story event, would always be your avatar, I think. It's not super important. Another thing that is important is that you will need to click and activate the automated tab here, which in my case I can actually not see it's tapped or not, but I know it is. It will give you an error in the message tab down here saying the message is not automated if you don't. I also have an optional note on these. I'm not sure, it might be, it might not be, depending on how many characters and details about it. I'd just suggest having every second one be optional, so you don't run into any issues in case it hasn't got the speakers to assign. Once you got your voice here assigned, I'll just save, it should be fine. And everything with an end note, you need to make a voice spark. You might need to import it in resources, at least I had to. Where's it? Spark editor. Where one of every single speaker here assigned corresponds to one of the speakers in the order in the actual dialogue. I haven't tested it yet, but looking at other banter dialogue. I believe it will take a random which condition fulfills when the dialogue is tested if you have multiples in here, because I could have, say, another voice dialogue in here choosing something, but don't have a secondary, so there's no point. If anyone can take the dialogue, you will... Why is this not clear? Let me just clear it. Okay. In case you want anyone to be able to be assigned to it, you would just click any here and everything works. But if you need specific, you would go in here, add the really tag of the character you want in. In this case, I have an origin tag called really rack. For Shadowheart, it is really Shadowheart, etc., etc. In case you don't want player characters, if, say, they pick that avatar, you can find the avatar flag and add it to the not flag. I mean, not tab. And saving this, we'll then add it in here. But you might still not have imported the actual voice box in the files. For that, you will need to go into your resource manager and what is it? Add resource. The resource in this case, it's a voice spark, and then locate the file and import it before it will actually show up in the resources, and that way get a GU ID, which you can then refer to in your story event, which should have down here. Where is it? Story. So let me make it. What is the issue here? I have no idea what's going on here. Either way, you would be able to find I have the correct reference to it. I found in here the QID referring to it, setting up like before. And if everything is working... Oh, it's this thing. As you can see here, I could find it in the resource, actually, just to showcase it. It would be called, what is it, rock underscore test, no, spark test. No? No, that's a database. What am I talking about? It's test voice spark. Test voice spark. You can see it's right here. Just for reference. Come on. You can see here the value of it is the 164, etc., etc. The same as the GeoD here. Saving that, reloading the story. If you set up a way to trigger it, and it should work. For the purpose of testing, I only added sound to rock and animations. I'm not sure it actually plays animations. This will trigger when any character enters the zone, so if I enter again with Will, you can see it comes up, it says the Star line, it says Shadowheart's line, and of course Will's line. It will need a timeline, I believe, so you would need to have to generate that as well, but at least it will not do the typical speaking animation. I'm not sure if you can actually add timeline animations. I haven't tested it. But this is just a short showcase, and I can repeat it because of my code allowing you to repeat it again. I will also accompany this with a written guide, hopefully getting all the details for people preferring that. And either way, thank you for watching, and hopefully this will be useful in your journey to mod Baldur's Gate 3.